because I know you're here for our guests, and so am I. They're a delight. We have flown them in fresh for you, like Maine lobster in a chest of ice, so that you can enjoy them here in the desert. They're still chilled and
still people.
Yeah. They're in my opinion, I think they're the Goldilocks of true crime podcasting. It doesn't have to be your opinion. I think that it's been years since we had the My Favorite Murder Girls on, and those years for me have been filled with just endless true crime listening. And Cody and I in Tahiti, we kind of like hit this point where we had run out of true crime podcasts, like the 4 or 5 that we were listening to, kind of binging. They all ran out at the same time, and we listened to like probably what felt like hundreds and hundreds of different people, and just judging and sneering and bullying their speech impediments and whatever, just like bonding over that selection process. And then we just found these 2 British ladies, and I'm just so thrilled that they turned out to be willing to come out here and talk to us. So please welcome our new friends, Hanna and Suruthi from the Red Handed podcast.
Yeah!
Anywhere you want. Perfect.
I forgot to plug in.
Help yourself to some vodka at any point. There's glasses over here.
Hello, Hanna. Hello, Suruthi.
Hello.
You guys, you killed it in karaoke last night.
You're lying, but thank you.
No, you were great.
Thank you.
So were you, Jeff. It was you were very good.
Oh, yeah, I'm the best.
You are.
No. Suruthi laid down some fucking TLC.
Obviously, had to be done. It's a
had
song,
to be done.
Song that needs to be sung. TLC,
then,
no scrubs.
And then no scrubs. Yes. She has you have a hard line against scrubs.
Yeah, no scrubs.
No scrubs?
No scrubs.
And then you did Peggy Lee, Hanna.
I did, yeah. I love Peggy. She's a big, I'm a huge fan. And it's sort of quite a nice, easy one for karaoke, I think. It's pretty level.
Yeah, it was very good.
Thank you.
And you guys hiked up to the Hollywood sign today.
Oh, huge mistake, yeah.
No, we hiked up to the summit of Mount Hollywood by accident.
It really was, it's pretty bad, yeah.
And there's one true crime story associated with the Hollywood sign. Peg Entwistle hurled herself off of one of the letters when it was still Hollywood land, right?
Yeah.
I was kind of like looking at Jeff. I thought Jeff for some reason was like, I know Peg.
Who is that? What's the
She was an
person's name?
actor. It was like 1930 something. She jumped off the. I don't know. Did she stand on the top of the actual letters? If she didn't, it doesn't really count as jumping off the Hollywood sign.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But
I used to walk up there back in the day where before like there was motion sensor like security, and you could hike up there and you could just hang out and have a drink under the last O on Hollywood, and it was very good. And now if you go up there, you'll just get killed.
Oh, yeah, we saw a coyote, like a real one.
Huh?
Yeah.
I've never seen one before in my
broad
life.
daylight, aggressive, fire-displaced coyotes.
Yes.
Welcome to the jungle, girls.
They're so bold now. I keep seeing them. This last year, I swear to God, when you drive your car by or something, or you come out by your car, like they'll come up to people like a domesticated dog, like happy to see people, and it's like this is gonna be bad. Because like they're gonna get hit by cars or they're gonna eat everyone's dogs or something.
But if you yell at a coyote, they'll go away. But what they're gonna do is eat your neighbor's cat.
Right. They will.
I'm for real. Like you'll like if you live in Los Feliz or like near the park, you'll just hear the sound of animals.
There's a
dying.
family of them. I store right in that. Like, there's a bramble of things like right on the other side of that wall in my backyard.
Yeah, it's a fucking.
I actually need to talk to you about this because A, you're on the payroll.
Yeah.
This falls to you, really.
Yeah.
And B, you're famous on this podcast for having like prepped a coyote fighting method.
Oh yeah. I've been out there.
Come at me!
I do yell stuff at them now. I like open my window and go like yeah, fuck you. And then they're going like, and I go fuck off. Like I just like yell at them.
Suruthi and Hanna, did you see wildlife today?
We saw the one coyote,
Right, yeah.
but as soon as we took our phones out, that was enough. It ran away. And
We saw some signs about rattlesnakes, but no actual rattlesnakes, which was good because she had sandals on.
It's cold, so they're hibernating right now. But they're there.
They
love
are there.
it.
They're the
Do they hibernate? Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's
wow.
the most
Cold blood.
dangerous non-human life form in London?
Theresa May.
That's fucking hilarious. I want to get Nigel Farage, but you might be right.
Is there like a like here? I would say like within Los Angeles city limits, like the brown recluse or something like that, like a spider that if it bites you, you could like necrotize and lose your
wow.
foot. Do you have anything in London that's like a creepy crawly that could like kill you, hurt you, hospitalize you?
No. You got badgers. They're not very nice.
Badgers.
They
Yeah.
give you TB.
They've got TB and they don't stop biting you until they hear your bones crack.
Oh, they've got TB. they have TV.
They're TVs, badgers, TVs.
You have badgers that roam London?
Yeah, we've got badgers, foxes. The foxes are a bit more like.
I've seen the foxes
chill.
in London. Walking down the road in a fucking Shoreditch.
Yeah,
there's
they'll,
a
like, walk
fucking,
you home.
There's a fucking fox.
That takes balls to be a fox and walk through London.
Oh yeah, they
That's
get
like where
foxes.
they.
They're
I
great.
mean, like that's where they invented the fox hunt.
Yeah, well, it's
It
illegal
is,
now.
yeah.
So.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
they
I mean,
still do
still the
it.
foxes don't
Yeah.
know that. I mean, there's like it must be in their DNA that you're not supposed to go near like Buckingham Palace.
In case the queen rides out on
Yeah.
her steed.
There's probably what do they call? What kind of horn do fox hunters blow?
A bugle.
Yeah.
Bugle?
Is it
I
a
think so.
bugle? It's
Or
like
the really long one. I'm not sure if I know what the name is.
A
The-
flugelhorn.
that
A
one.
flugelhorn.
A flugelhorn.
We'll look
I-
into it. Moving on to true crime.
Okay.
But yeah. Well, so I did ask the subreddit. Do you guys have anything you'd want to know from these ladies? I would say like a large share of the questions circle around the theme of: is it traumatizing, toxifying, anxiety-inducing? Is it fucking you up in any way to be constantly thinking about people getting murdered and researching it and all that stuff? And I mean, do you want to speak to that first?
I don't think we know yet what the damage is being done. We'll find out in like maybe 5 years.
It's like Wi-Fi is probably giving us herpes or something. Yeah.
Exactly.
Whoa.
It's just like lying dormant right now, all
Yeah.
the damage we're doing to
What
ourselves
was the impetus? Like, what brought you into that?
into the world of true crime podcasting. So we met at a party at Hannah's house. We didn't know each other 2 years ago. And kind of like what you and Cody were doing, Dan. We just listened to other true crime podcasts and we were like, that's all right. And then when we met, we were like, we could do this. We should start a restaurant. We should start a podcast.
Cupcake business.
Exactly. And then I left that party thinking, I'll never see that girl again.
But what's the allure for? Because I think it's a lot of women listen to of true crime podcasts. Like, is it because? Well, what is the allure?
We're the prey, aren't we?
Right.
So often. And I think it's quite good to, I don't know, I think we're just morbidly fascinated. Somebody left us a really negative review saying, it's like you're morbidly fascinated by it. And we're like, yeah, we are.
There
That's
is kind of
definitely
like,
what it is.
there was throughout the Reddit thread, like there were people who delved into that question of like, wanting to know about the ghoulery of it all, if that's a word. And there was one post in particular. It was like all the way like crazy. How are you simultaneously like a Tyler Durden-y edgelord and anti-true crime? Like ask them how they can stomach being the perpetuators of whatever. It was like somebody that was like really just wanted to shame the genre.
That was me.
and I don't think it's a righteous genre at all. I told you guys when we had dinner the other night, among the many like almost innumerable variables that I like go to in my head as a true crime listener, you guys are just sort of at the sweet spot of all of them, and that especially includes this spectrum between the kind of the ghoulery, like where you're just like actually like into how bad things happen to good people and you're kind of like on the bad things side. And then on the other end of the spectrum is this compulsion that a lot of true crime podcasts have, especially lately, where it's like you can tell they kind of feel bad about what they're doing to the point where they're now kind of contorting their language to make it seem like they're a public service. Like this is about remembering the victims and stuff. And I'm like, that's not a bad thing or anything, but like really would it be so bad if we were just we were just fascinated with horrible things, like in this like unhealthy way that we were kind of fixated on it. Is that really such a bad thing? And do you guys ever have conversations about that with yourselves about like, what are we, is this a healthy thing we're doing? Is this unhealthy in a good way? Is it healthy in a bad way? Like like where do you put yourselves in relation to the karma of it all?
I think that for me personally, like I'm just fascinated with people. And I think that's why true crime is so popular, because I'm always quite wary of people who describe killers as monsters. I think that's quite dangerous language because you're separating them from yourself. But actually, you're just as capable of doing that as that. You have all of the same stuff that they do, really. It's just a separate version of events that have led them to that point. And that's what I think is interesting.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean. I think like it's important to not victim blame and name the victims and stuff, because I think it's quite easy to just like reel off a list of like a body count and not identify them as people.
Yeah. For my money, I just draw the I don't like to hear, and I've never, ever since I was binge watching Forensic Files before there were true crime podcasts, I know I always hated it when the implication, which was an implication that is kind of the bread and butter of those old school true crime television shows, the implication that you kind of deserve bad things to happen to you if you leave your television set, if you go out into the world, like wrong place, wrong time. I've ranted about that, like just that underlying religion of like, well, you shouldn't have gotten into that trucker's cab. Like, I don't care how like risky the behavior is. Like no one, I just personally, for lazy, selfish reasons, I don't want to live in a world where anyone ever deserves anything bad to happen to them, because I feel like bad shit's going to happen to me and people are going to, I'm not like the brightest bulb in the drawer when it comes to like minimizing risk. So it's okay to say that was probably gonna happen because you engaged in that high risk behavior, but there's some kind of line there where like shows will imply almost that, well, what did you expect? And you guys don't do that, but at the same time, you're very much not. You're very funny and profane and almost like. So I mean, you make jokes about the victim's behavior. And one thing that comes to mind, like the girl who disappeared from the cruise ship, that episode,
Amy Bradley, yeah.
And you guys just sort of like, you're making like jokes about like who are these people and like the kinds of reactions they're having to their family member going missing. And I remember just being like this skirts the line perfectly for me. This is my taste exactly, because you weren't like they're pieces of shit for having a bad thing happen to them. You were just sort of questioning their judgment in the aftermath, like how the cruise ship is handling it, and how they're handling it, all that stuff. Like Dan, do you have a question?
No, I have a point to that though, because I would say that the reason, I mean, instinctively, we wouldn't be the kind of people that would victim blame. It just feels grubby and it feels wrong. But also, I'm definitely the kind of person that constantly puts myself in situations in which I should probably end up being murdered. If you listen to the show,
hitchhike.
I do enjoy hitchhiking. I've done it several times. I know it was quite.
You like true crime because you're going to be a topic at some point.
To immerse yourself in it.
It's going to be our best episode.
The day I get murdered will be your best episode.
I have to say that something.
For real, Suruthi, I got your name wrong. You really hitchhike still.
I have hitchhiked, yes.
Like thumb on the road.
Like standing on the road and not thumb. That's a bit old school. It's a bit cliche. Like
it's Venmo now.
Exactly. Come on.
How do you modern hitchhike? Was not.
You stand there and then you wait until somebody comes up in a car and they're
You're
like,
gonna get murdered.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. You guys listen.
No, but I would say every time that I have hitchhiked, I have absolutely had to do it. There's been no
categorically false.
There's been no. There's been.
This is a runner on the show. Suruthi refuses to stop hitchhiking.
I've picked up a couple hitchhikers in my life where I was certain I was going to be murdered by the hitchhiker. I got a hitchhiker one time, and the guy left my car, and he got out of the car, and he said, "Thank you," and he said to me words I'll never forget. He said, "Don't take any wooden pussy."
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
I I don't know what it means, but I've lived by that law for
You gotta.
since 1994. I've never taken any wooden pussy.
Don't
I
you
will
do
say
it.
there is a disturbing like undercurrent of like, oh, I'm preparing for the day that like this is going to happen to me. Like we're women, we're the prey. Because like when Cody, like when we were early on in our relationship, I think I've like bullied her out of like expressing it or something because she can see how much it upsets me. Like, but that concept of like I'm prepared for the day I encounter one of these like monsters, like I'm good, like Cody saying like I like, and she's confiding in me, so nobody judge her. This is her talking to her fiance that and not knowing he's gonna like podcast it, but like kind of like confiding a feeling, like when we're talking about what we get out of this genre, like Cody confiding this feeling that like one of these days, one of these situations is going to happen to me and I'm going to nail it, you know? And I honestly, like, it makes me angry because I'm like, stop it. Stop saying that. Like, just like be terrified all the time. Like, don't get cocky.
Empowered.
Like I can't, like, it's the worst feeling in the world.
Is that the thing for women that love true crime podcasts, or in your love of it? Because like, well, if I walk into an elevator and a guy gets in the elevator with me, I'm not afraid.
Right.
If I walk through a parking garage, like a parking lot, and I hear footsteps behind me, I don't think I'm going to get raped or murdered. But I think that's kind of the neutral setting for all women, right?
Oh yeah, it's like a perpetual state of danger.
Right.
On your toes.
So is that part of why you do what you do, and why that's a fascination of the murder thing? Because murder is always an option every time you walk out the door. No.
It's true, though.
For
It's true,
real,
right.
like women get
Yeah.
killed all the
Of
time by
course.
their boyfriends
When they
by
go
their-
jogging.
Definitely. It's definitely true. But then I think like, yeah, I don't know if that is the impetus. I feel like all women probably feel that way. So they'd all be running true crime podcasts, though, you know, sometimes it does feel like everyone is. But I think it's more just, I've just always been interested in it. I'm just the kind of person that I like to go look for what is the most disturbing film, the most disturbing book.
Like Dan Carlin from Hardcore History kind of comes back to the idea that people are fascinated by the extremes of the human experiences, I think the word he uses. It's like, that's what war is. It's like what drives a society to like throw people at other people until like one of them explodes or something, you know? And so it's like, that is like, it's so far afield from our normal lives that it's somehow fascinating. And like you said, it's like we all have the same DNA and stuff. So it's like what separates us from these people that live this extreme version, and that is fascinating, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. And I think it's always, we get feedback from people saying, oh, that episode was too gory or too violent, but they are categorically our best performing episodes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And some people like we'll swear on the show, like not because we're trying to offend anyone. It's just how I fucking talk.
Right.
So I think. So people will say, oh, I can't stand this swearing. But I was like, okay, but like listening to a description of a body being cut up, you're fine with that.
Right. It is weird to be what people's deal breakers turn out to be. And you guys have such like grace and poise, and maybe that's like maybe 40% of that is just Americans think all British people have grace and poise. But like,
I'll take it.
But I mean, it's an audio format, so the accents are like a huge part of what's for sale. I like listening to these voices, and but you guys have this sort of confidence to you, even though you're dealing with these really like gray areas, especially in this time when I feel like, I'll just speak for myself, like I feel like every time I open my mouth, I'm just in a minefield, and all I can do is just fuck up like as little as possible. But so it's kind of nice listening to you guys. Like you're smart and like you're when the conversation sometimes goes into these areas of like about society, about like culture, things that could be construed as possibly politics. Although I think it's a shame that that these things are called politics these days. Things like the incel when you did the Elliot Rodger thing. It was such a beautifully concise, like I think it was you, Suruthi, like kind of like ran down just really quickly, like what is an incel? What is the deal with this? And like it was so, it made me feel more in control of this quagmire. Just listening to you guys, like, as eyes in, like talking about it. I have no questions. I'm a bad interviewer, but the Reddit people have questions. Some of which actually tickled me. But thank you also. Here's a huge service you provide. I urge. This is a call to action. Like, everyone has to stop endorsing the lie detector. Like, I love that every time there's a lie detector involved in an investigation, you guys specifically stop and make a point of how lie detectors are horse shit and that no one should ever consent to a lie detector test. Like, whether you're guilty, innocent, whatever, the larger crime is lie detectors being taken seriously. Everyone just refuse them. Because they're just like I
thought that would get a bigger applause.
That was a weird applause break there.
I mean, I really it's my big. I guess that and the 911 call. I guess I do have this like hang up about like
what's the 911 call?
Well, just that idea of like everyone gets judged for their 911
call.
How crazy
etiquette,
they sound. You know?
Yeah.
She sounds weird. She sounds so robotic. She's like a mannequin. Like, she must be guilty. Like, I just live in terror of. It's like something's gonna happen to Cody, and I'm gonna like call 911, and people are gonna listen forever to my 911 call.
He was so calm.
Yeah, I have a feeling
he would hold.
I do think that if something happened to one of you guys, I might.
It was so weird that Dan during his 911 call about Cody, he just kept talking about Chevy Chase. like why would he do that?
Yeah. I don't like that because just because. You could justify any narrative and it would make sense because people are fucking crazy and do all sorts of crazy shit. So like, I don't know, was it Amanda Knox or whatever? She did like flips or whatever. And they're like, that's what she do. She was innocent. And it's like, that's what she do. We're guilty. It's like, yeah, both of those are true. Yeah. What? I mean, what? That's an idea you had. Okay. That doesn't mean anything.
It's like a dingo baby lady.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know that one?
Yeah.
Dingo baby. Wait, Cry in the Dark? What was it?
No, so this lady, her baby got eaten by a dingo, and no one believed her.
Is it Cry in the Dark? What's the film called?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
And no one believed her because she was too sort of stoic.
Yeah, and she just kept talking about how dingoes eat meat, and it was like, stop saying that because you're making yourself.
Baby.
Yeah, exactly. And then she went to prison, and then they found the baby skeleton in a dingo's nest. So it happened, but people didn't believe her reaction.
Right. That's the thing. Is just because people are just putting weird narratives from their own baggage on someone going through a crisis. I mean, that's why Dan probably feels uncomfortable by it.
Yeah,
because it's judgment.
Yeah, exactly. It's particularly judgment about like how you're weird, how you talk weird, how you act weird.